Harrison, another brother of ours, he's done a lot of street ministry as well. A lot of times, you get into these spiritual battles, if you will, where we're ministering to people that don't know Christ, and they love to say things like, "Yeah, well, let's talk about evolution, and let's talk about your 6-day creation, and let's talk about this, and let's talk about that," and just try to convince us there's no God, right? And they love to pull this line, "But you can't use your Bible." Says who? Who says I can't use my Bible to defend my faith? Why? I don't have to live on that person's standards. When somebody calls us to defend the faith, you're darn right I'm going to use the Word of God. It's the sword of the Spirit. I'm going to wield that sword for battle. When I'm having a discussion with somebody, I'm not having an argument. That's pointless. When I'm having a discussion with somebody for the sake of trying to reason with them to repent and come to Jesus Christ, I'm in spiritual warfare. And I am not going to listen to the world tell me to put my weapon away. I'm going to wield this sword and I'm going to use it for God's glory, whether they like it or not.
Amen.
That's what I'm called to do. But that's what happened in the story, is that Goliath called them out. And they said, "Hey, let's do battle this way, my way." Why did he do that? Because he had the advantage. If Israel came out, I wonder if Israel had some mighty man that was 10, 15 feet tall, however tall he was, and he ran out there and said, "Hey, let's do things my way." And let's say they didn't have a Goliath. Would they listen to this man? I doubt it. They'd say, "Hey man, just start shooting every arrow you possibly can and kill that man. And then we'll rush Israel." Guys, we need to understand the Word of God so that we stand on the Word of God. And we need to do battle the way the Word of God teaches us how, not the way somebody who rejects God teaches us how to do that. They say, "Well, let's just argue science." I can argue science all day long. There's a lot of science in the Word of God. The Bible never contradicts the science. We stand on the Word of God because this is our weapon. Let's go down to verse 12. "Now David was the son of that Ephrathite of Bethlehem of Judah, whose name was Jesse, and who had 8 sons. And the man was old, advanced in years in the days of Saul. And the 3 oldest sons of Jesse had gone to follow Saul to the battle. The name of his 3 sons who went to the battle were Eliab, the firstborn next to him, Abinadab, and the next Shammah. And David was the youngest," verse 14. "And the 3 oldest followed Saul. But David occasionally went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem." Verse 16, "And the Philistine drew near and presented himself 40 days, morning and evening." Not only did the Israelites cower, but they cowered for 40 days. Verse 17, "Then Jesse said to his son David, 'Take now for your brothers an ephah of this dried grain and these 10 loaves, and run to your brothers at the camp, and carry these 10 cheeses to the captain of their 1,000, and see how your brothers fare, and bring back news of them.'" So he goes and he shares this with them. He's not being disobedient. He's not saying, "Hey, I'm just going to go to battle and I'm going to see what happens." What he's doing at this point is he's listening to his father. So he goes and does so, okay? Verse 19, "Now Saul and they all had the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah fighting with the Philistines. So David rose early in the morning, left the sheep with the keeper, and had commanded him. And he came to the camp as the army was going out to the field, to the fight, and shouting for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had drawn up in battle array, army against army." So they're getting ready to do battle at this point. "And David left his supplies in the hand of the supply keeper, ran to the army, and came and greeted his brothers. Then as he talked with them, there was the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, coming up from the armies of the Philistines, and he spoke according to the same words. So David heard them." So he's standing there at this point. These people for 40 days have been standing there and nothing has